Hello, welcome back to Tank Talks.
Yo!
We're here with V
again.
from Reef Monster, and he's gonna, as the resident stickhead here, we're gonna talk to us more about SPS and specifically more of the Acropora. So, yeah, I think you love SPS, so why don't you kind of run us through first? Like, I think the number one question that people ask: when is my tank ready for acros? How will you answer that?
Oh, that's a very good question because for the longest time, everybody has been saying like you should only add Acroporas once your tank is stable, right? Once you are able to grow coralline, once your tank has hit the 6 months mark, 1 year mark.
So arbitrary. The time period is arbitrary.
Okay, so this store has been only open for like I think 1 month, close to 2 months, right? And I already have loaded tons of SPS in there. So, myth busted.
Yeah,
it's totally not true that you have to wait for X amount of time before you can keep Acroporas. I have tons of friends who start up their system and they just load the SPS in right after cycling. So the key to keeping real good SPS is actually to cycle your system properly, right? The Dr. Tim's method of cycling. I think that goes through to all corals, not only SPS, but it's especially important for SPS because your system has to have that real strong foundation to sustain SPS, right? That's why you cannot even mess up the cycling part. So, as we said, my system is I think like 2 months old, and I do believe all of my SPS are quite happy. Polyps out, colors there.
Yeah,
right.
I've also gotten some from here. They're doing well on my tank, so I stand by as well. I will say the caveat of please, beginners, please don't take what we're saying here as you should go out and fill your tank with SPS the moment you cycle up, please.
Yeah. You gotta know what you're doing.
This man has been doing it for a decade. He understands. It's not a time thing, but it's more of what are the parameters that I'm looking out for, and can I maintain it? I think then you're ready to go. So don't take that pictures out.
True. If you want to try SPS, I think you should first ask yourself whether you have the time to do the proper husbandry for your tank system. Right, it's not about the coral itself, it's about how you take care of the tank.
We keep water, not coral.
Yes, we keep water, right? I keep bacteria. So if you think you can commit yourself to 2 hours every week just in husbandry of the tank, I think you should be able to do well with most SPS actually. To me, all SPS are about the same, right? There's really no easy SPS, hard SPS. If you can keep one, most likely you can keep all.
I will say that it's pretty hard to kill a forest fire digitata or bird's nest.
It's been years since I killed.
And
it's been years since I killed a tanimir. So
for me, it is when I first tried the thing. I was like, there's bacterial blooms, there's slime, everything, and digitata it's just rock solid,
Okay,
I'm not quite sure. I had one Acropora in my tank. The PO4 reactor got stuck.
Okay.
Next day, Acro was dead. So for me it's different because my tank is very stocked, so there's high levels of stuff there. So I needed that extra mechanics to make it stable, right? So the rest of the ones are fine, but some are definitely more fickle than others.
So I think the next thing you have to consider before going into SPS is surprisingly not your parameters, is your pH, right? Because with a stable pH, I find it much easier to keep SPS alive, much easier to get them growing and crusting, as opposed to keeping stable parameters, right? So my parameters, man, I don't even measure these days, right? As long as it's within the range, let's say KH 8 to 9, 8 to 10, I'm totally fine. The exact number is not important, right?
So for your pH, will you say is a number you gun for, or do you just make sure that it is always that number?
So the thing with pH, right? For a reef tank, you can only do that much to increase the pH, right? So the most popular way I think is using kelp water to increase the pH, and all my systems runs on kelp water, and this is especially important if you are having your tank in like a enclosed area with no fresh air, fresh oxygen, fresh gas exchange. So the pH is going to like drop to the 7 point something, you know, the region. You kind of want to bump it up like much higher, like 8.2 I think would be a good range, right? 8.2, 8.3. But the thing is, you don't really have to go and get a pH pen to measure your pH in the system, because here's the thing, even if my pH is at 8.3, I will still do kelp water. Even if the pH is 7.7, I will still do kelp water. So there's really no point in measuring the pH, right?
Yeah. I personally don't use kelp water. I end up doing the CO2 scrubber and drawing air from the outside into the skimmer. And I think without it, it drops to like 7.8, which is like, probably going close to where you don't want to be. But with it, it gets to about 8. And my aircon's on all the time, so the other ones run on a refusion.
I think for those who wants to try increasing their pH, but not going to using the kelp route, because the kelp route has its own cons, right? Because the moment you overdose kelp, your system kind of crash, and that's what a lot of people worry at the back of the mind. Oh, kelp's gonna kill my system one day.
Especially when they put it with the ATO, right?
Yes,
and if your ATO malfunctions,
exactly.
That's rough.
And that's gonna happen. Let me tell you that if you use an ATO, a sensor ATO or a float valve ATO, right, it's just a matter of time before that happens. So for those who want to increase their pH without using the kelp route, I suggest give what's that? The
CO2 scrubber?
CO2 scrubber, yeah. The CO2 scrubber a try, because that's one of the easiest way to implement, you just take it.
You can't go wrong in the sense
you
where
can't
you can't overdose it. So when I first thought of CO2 scrubber, I had no idea what the hell it was. So basically, you just take any old reactor, you fill up the media with these white balls, and it's dry inside, and then maybe like 1 or 2 drops of water, and you put your skimmer intake pipe, and it draws the air through it, and through the hole, air goes in, runs through the media, and goes out. So this media strips the CO2 from the air, and then puts in oxygen.
Yes, just oxygen.
And you can see it expire, and I think for mine it turns purple, and once it all turns purple, it's time to change it out. So if you exhaust, your pH just kind of go down, but you don't run the risk of kelp water spilling in your tank.
Correct. Exactly.
It's a bit safer.
So for those who have trouble keeping acros and you think your parameters are perfect, right? Maybe give a CO2 scrubber a try.
So like you say 8 to 9 or 10, my kelp is constantly at 11 or 12. So these numbers is not, I mean, everyone can do a big range of things.
Correct.
But it's more important that it's stable. It doesn't go 8 to 12 every day. I mean, they'll probably die.
Correct.
I have not tested. I don't even have a test kit for magnesium or calcium. All I test is
My man.
and I use AFR. Because I mean I can't dose more, right? I'm only dosing all for reef. It's not like I have additional things to do. So if things are fine, it's not broken, I'm not gonna change it though. So.
I think keeping acros alive are not as hard as it seems or as it portrays, because in the system in my shop, I'm not even running all for reef. I'm not even running any pH additive. It's just solely kelp water, and it's just the pH that makes them stay alive, man.
Yeah, keeping it alive and getting it to grow or color. These are 3 separate things.
Yes.
Sometimes one that is higher, better for growth, may not give you better color, and vice versa. So you kind of have to figure out where you want to be.
Correct.
So try your SPS. Let us know how it fares. If you have any problems, you can we'll ask V over
Comment
here.
down below.
Yeah, and we'll get back to you in another edition of this. Take care. Bye.